Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about this 2020 R8 V10 and why it is one of my favorite supercars. You can see it behind me right here. Let's start with the key. So this is a mid-engine car, so our storage space is actually in the front. If we open it up here. Now check out these headlights. It says laser radiation, do not stare into beam, class 2 laser product. This is pretty cool. We have laser beams in the headlights. So, carbon ceramic brakes, 20-inch wheels coming around. You can see the engine here. You can also see how there's a light in the side of the engine bay. So at night when you come out to the car, you can see that engine bay lit up. It's pretty neat. So we're gonna close this and get on our way. The door handle on this car is actually located under here. So we just open it like that and then we're in. That avoids the fingerprints. Now take a look at this door panel. You'll notice that there are some carbon fiber accents on it. Also this side view mirror is carbon fiber as well. Overall, a nice looking interior. Here's the seats. Now this is the 2020, so it's a bit updated from that other R8 that I drove before, the old 2014. And that car has had quite a few problems. We'll see how this one does. This is the V10, and that one was the V8. You can see right here we have our start stop button. We have a little race flag here. This is for a dry racing mode. I'll show you when I click that button what happens. This is our driving mode select. This is our sport exhaust select. And then we have our typical functionality up here. Up here you have your windshield wipers, blinkers, headlights, and then right here, paddle upshift, paddle downshift. Now this steering wheel is actually one of my favorites compared to the Ferraris and the Porsches. It's very well made and I love the dimples. Like I can always grip it. It's just a great steering wheel. So I'm gonna start it right now. Foot on the brake. All right, so oil change due. That's actually why I have the car. I'm taking it to get its oil change. With this menu button here, we can change our display up here. This is all digital, so I can go through and put different things on the display, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's all digital, and this is a Canadian car, but we have miles per hour up here. It goes to 220 miles per hour, and we have kilometers per hour right here in the center. Right now, this has 10,000 miles on it, so a very low mileage car. All of your climate control stuff is right here. Heated seats right there. Now let's go ahead and drive this. To put this into drive, it's like any other car. You don't need any special instructions. And we have a rear view camera right here, and we can see if we're gonna hit anything. Now the display is gonna change as we get going. This is, again, a full digital display. And we're off. So once we accelerate a bit, the display goes back to normal, and now we're gonna focus on driving this. What is the most notable thing about the Audi R8 V10? The most notable thing is that it feels like a normal car until you ask it to do something, and that makes it one of my favorite cars because it's not hard to get in and out of. There's really nothing that feels like an exotic car in the beginning, nothing that makes the ownership experience challenging. But when you ask it to do something, it responds the same way that most exotic cars do. Let me turn the sport exhaust on. That's that button right below the start stop button. So you notice that the exhaust gets a little bit louder when I do that. If I go into manual mode and shift it down, ooh, this thing just rips. Let's go back into auto mode. When you step on the gas pedal and you push it, there's like an extra button. If you push it down to the bottom, it launches. So if I do it right now, let me wait until I have an open space. If I do it right now, you'll hear the engine rev up and then the car just shoots off. Here we go, ready? So, auto mode is not bad. It's not bad. But if I'm on a back road or anything, I will put it into manual to keep the revs up, keep it in the power band where I want it to be. Again, this is the R8 V10, so we have an 8,500 RPM rev limit right here on the dash, and to make the most power, you got to be up high in that rev limit. The other notable thing about this car is how quickly it takes off from a stop. I'm in auto mode again. It just seems to punch you in the back. It's really great. And that's only when I ask it to. When I ask it to be smooth, if I just put a little bit of pressure on the gas pedal, it drives like a normal car. And that's what makes it one of my favorite exotic cars, is because it feels so normal. Now that's just the acceleration and the engine characteristics. The other thing that I like about this car that isn't typical of an exotic car is the sound insulation. I feel like I'm in a luxury car, and so if I turn the music up, it sounds great. I'm isolated from the outside surroundings. I mean, the only annoying thing is people will stare at this car. That's because it's such a beautiful car, but I feel like I'm in a luxury car. And then as soon as I step on the gas pedal, as soon as I turn the wheel, I feel like I'm in a supercar again. And this is not a car that I would want to take out to the racetrack. This is more of a car that I would take out for a weekend up in the mountains on public roads. Not going full out. I don't need to go full out to enjoy it. It's just a very nice car to go for a drive. Make you forget about all the stressful things in your life and just enjoy it. All right, we got a green. Here we go. Now you can hear just how quick that dual clutch transmission is shifting. I'm gonna switch it over into the manual mode. So we're going down to third. We're gonna drop it to second. Everything you ask it to do is instantaneous. I want second gear, I want third gear, I want to turn in. It turns in so well. We're not really on a curvy road, but when you turn it, it's just fantastic. When you turn it in just a little bit, the car goes exactly where you want it to go. And so I love this car. I love this car, again, because now that I'm driving calm, I don't feel like I'm in an exotic car. It's great. And I am being tailgated by this guy back here who probably cannot afford this car, so I have to be a little bit careful. I don't know what is wrong with this guy. Alright, I'm gonna get away from this guy. The guy's being extremely aggressive. Very, very strange. Ask it to stop, the brakes have a very light touch, and so it comes to a stop very quickly. You just press on the pedal a little bit and the car will come to a stop. Alright, so we're gonna jump on the freeway here. Guy's not following us, thank God. Here we go, ready? Alright, now I can't go up over 100 miles an hour because I do have the tracking devices in these cars, of course, and so if I do, everybody at work gets notified that I'm driving the car over 100 miles an hour. So that's about all you get out of it. But still, just a total blast to give it some gas and get on it in this car. So that's my brief overview of the Audi R8 V10. Again, my favorite thing about this car is the accessibility of it. It feels like a normal car. You don't need special instructions to operate it. All of the controls are in the places where you would expect them to be. And that's not the same for the Ferrari or the McLaren, but this is still a great car. Unfortunately, for this video, I didn't get to take it to a back road, but one of the great things about this car is when you do take it on a back road and you turn in, the steering is incredible, and it's more immediate than you expect it to be. This is overall just a great car, and again, it's one of my favorite exotic cars, and it's not as loved as the other exotic cars out there, but again, one of my favorite cars. So if you're ever coming out to Los Angeles or Orange County, either of those airports, and you want to rent this car, I would recommend this one over the Ferraris. I think it's more enjoyable if you're coming out on a vacation. Feel free to reach out to me. We can set you up with this car if you're coming out and you're going to be in the area. And And if you do that, let me know what you think about it, because this is one of my favorites, and other people may not feel the same way. But there you are. That's all I have for you guys. I'm about to drop this off for maintenance. Thank you for watching, and make sure that you enjoy